You're listening to Shut Up and Choose, the no bullshit, no excuses podcast for people who swear they want to lose weight, but keep choosing everything that stops them. And before we continue, if you're gonna bitch and moan and act like a fucking pussy the entire time, skip this one. Hosted by Jonathan Wrestler. This dude dropped 140 pounds with no shots, no diets, no pills, and not one single fucking membership swipe at the gym. Just real choices that fit real life. If you're tired of gimmicks, tired of the bullshit, and ready for somebody to finally call you out and tell you the truth, you are in the right place. Cravings, stress eating, late night sabotage, travel traps, holiday chaos. This show punches all of that right in its fat face. Stop dieting, start choosing. This is Shut Up and Choose. Now, here's Jonathan.
Hey, welcome back to Shut Up and Choose, the podcast that cuts through the noise, the nonsense, and all the bullshit of the internet gurus and AI influencers and all those jerk-offs that throw in your way. Truth of the matter is, it's all a bunch of bullshit, and I'm here to tell you the truth. So today I want to talk about something kind of interesting. Well, it's on everybody's mind. There's this new tool out there in the influencer arsenal. It's not a new diet, and it's not a new supplement, and it's not even a new angle. It's artificial intelligence. That's right, it's AI. And influencers are using it to automate the exact same bullshit line they've been selling you. But now it's faster, it's cheaper, it scales infinitely, and it sounds smarter than any human influencer ever could. You are about to be manipulated by a machine. And the worst part, you're going to think it's science. So here's what's happening. An influencer takes a prompt and feeds it into some AI, whether it's ChatGPT or Claude, there's a million of them. So they say, generate 50 Instagram captions about intermittent fasting. Done. Or create personalized meal plans based on body type. Done. Write a convincing explanation for why keto works better than calorie counting. Done. The AI just generates it, and it sounds authoritative and scientific, and it sounds like someone who actually knows what they're talking about. And you read it and think, wow, this person really understands metabolism. Well, guess what? They don't. A machine does. A machine that's trained on millions of hours of other machines' lies. Layers of AI, none of which has ever actually lost weight or understands human physiology. Just a statistical pattern prediction engine that's really good at sounding like it knows something. But here's something that should really piss you off. The mechanism hasn't changed. Burn more calories than you consume. That's it. That's still it. That's still the entire game. It hasn't changed in 50 years, and it's not changing now. But the AI takes that simple mechanism and wraps it in complexity that sounds revolutionary. Here, let me give you an example. Metabolic adaptation requires macronutrient cycling based on circadian rhythm optimization. The translation for that is eat different amounts on different days. Or hormonal balance demands strategic carbohydrate periodization. Translation, eat carbs sometimes and not others. Or here's a good one. Personalized biohacking protocols based on genetic markers. Translation, try different shit and see what works. Simple wrapped in complex language. That's the entire game. And now the AI is doing the wrapping at scale. These influencers, these diet gurus, they don't have to think anymore. They don't have to be creative, and they don't have to understand everything. They just input a prompt and let AI generate convincing sounding bullshit. The AI does all the work, and the influencer collects the money, and you stay confused and broke. And it's getting worse now because there are AI-generated influencers. The actual influencer is AI, completely fake people. Just algorithms trained on thousands of hours of real influencer content designed to look like real people giving real advice. So you're taking diet advice from a deepfake, from a fucking machine, pretending to be a human, pretending to understand your body. The personalization, though, that's the real scam. The AI knows everything about you, what you click, what you watch, how long you watch, what you search, what makes you feel hopeful, what makes you feel desperate. So it creates content specifically designed to manipulate your psychological profile, not generic content, your content, personalized to hit your specific weaknesses. Based on your metabolism, here's your personalized protocol. No, it's not. It's generic calorie restriction wrapped in personalization language designed to make you feel understood. This plan was created just for you. No, it wasn't. The AI looked at your age, your weight, your gender, and predicted what would keep you consuming and generated that. But it feels personal, feels like someone understands you. And that feeling is the manipulation. Meanwhile, the complexity of it all keeps you dependent. If weight loss was simple, you wouldn't need an influencer or a coach, and you sure shit wouldn't need AI. You'd just do it. But if it's complex, then it requires personalization and an algorithm to figure it out. Then you need them. You're dependent on the complexity. The influencer, with the help of AI, has every incentive to make things as complex as possible because complexity creates dependency, and dependency creates customers who keep fucking paying. Here's the thing that's really enrage you. You're not even paying for accuracy anymore. You're paying for confidence. AI outputs sound confident and authoritative. They sound like they know what they're talking about, but that confidence is built in. It's how language models are trained. AI is called large language models, by the way, but to sound confident, not necessarily to be accurate. You're hearing confidence and interpreting it as expertise. But it's just the way the machine was programmed to talk. So you're giving money to an influencer who's using AI to generate confident-sounding bullshit wrapped in personalization language based on data harvested from your behavior. Oh, and by the way, you're still fat. Because while you're reading about metabolic adaptation and hormonal optimization and genetic markers, you're not making the actual choice, which is consistency. The mechanism is still the same. Burn more calories than you consume. That's it. It hasn't changed. Fucking AI didn't reinvent physics. It just made the lie sound fancier. But you're not hearing that probably. You're hearing the complexity, and you're hearing science, you're hearing personalization. And while you're distracted by all the noise, the actual work, the boring, unglamorous, consistent choices never happen. That's the game. That's what's happening right now. So let's talk about how a little bit. So let me be clear about what's actually happening. The influencer grift has been industrialized. It's been automated, and you're the product being manufactured at scale. You need to understand this. Influencers don't even have to be real anymore. They're completely AI-generated fitness models and AI-generated coaches and AI-generated transformation stories. Not real people, not people who actually lost weight, just algorithms trained on thousands of hours of real influencer content designed to look like real people. You follow them. You watch their videos. You read their captions. You think you're getting advice from a human who understands fitness, but you're not. You're getting advice from a machine trained on other machines' advice. Layers of AI, none of which has ever actually experienced the body, metabolized food, or felt hunger. And the deepfake is getting better every single day. Soon you won't be able to tell the difference between a real influencer and a generated one. And it won't matter. The advice will be equally fake either way. The difference is that the real influencer at least has a financial incentive not to kill you. A deepfake, no incentive. It just generates whatever it gets engagement and whatever it gets clicks, whatever keeps you consuming. But here's what changed. Before AI, an influencer actually had to create content. They had to film and edit and write captions. They had time constraints. They had creativity constraints. They could only produce so much content so fast. Now, an influencer can use AI to generate hundreds of posts, videos, captions, stories automatically every single day at scale. They input a prompt like, generate 100 Instagram captions about intermittent fasting. 5 seconds later, they got to 100 captions, different angles, different hooks, different ways of saying the same shit. Or create 50 TikTok scripts about metabolism hacks. Done. Write 200 email sequences about personalized nutrition. Done. The volume has multiplied exponentially. A single influencer can now produce the same amount of content as a team of 50 used to have to produce. And now they don't have to think about any of it. They just feed prompts into the machine, and the machine generates the lies. The quality, of course, has plummeted, but nobody notices it because the sheer volume is overwhelming. The algorithm is drowning in this content, and volume creates the illusion of authority. If someone's posting constantly about something, they must be an expert, right? Wrong. They're just using AI to flood the zone with garbage. And here's the dangerous part. AI can generate convincing sounding explanations for literally anything. It sounds authoritative and scientific. It sounds like someone who spent years studying the topic, but it's not. It's a machine predicting the next word based on statistical patterns. It doesn't understand metabolism. It doesn't understand physiology. It doesn't understand anything. It's just really, really good at sounding like it does. An influencer feeds a prompt into an AI writing tool. Explain why keto is the best diet for fat loss in scientific terms. Use at least 5 studies to back it up. The AI generates a convincing explanation, cites studies, uses terminology, and really sounds authoritative. Then the influencer posts it. You read it and think, wow, this person really knows their shit. They cited studies. Except the studies might not even exist because AI makes shit up all the time. It hallucinates about these citations, and it sounds confident, so you assume it's accurate. But it's just pattern matching. And the influencer doesn't care. They don't verify anything. They don't fact check. They just post whatever the AI generates because it looks good and it gets engagement. You're reading scientific sounding bullshit generated by a machine that doesn't understand science. And because it sounds confident, you believe it. Before AI, an influencer could only reach so many people. They had time constraints and they had to actually create personalized responses and advice and personalized coaching. Now they use AI to create personalized interactions at scale. You DM the influencer asking for help, and AI responds. It sounds like they took the time to understand your situation. It sounds personal, and it sounds like they give a shit. Hey, I notice you're struggling with consistency. Based on your body type and your schedule, here's what I recommend. I mean, that does sound personal. It sounds tailored to me. It sounds like the influencer actually took time to think about you. They didn't. A machine generated that response. It looks at your DM, it runs it through an AI model trained on thousands of similar conversations, and generates a response that sounds personal. It sounds like it understands, and it actually sometimes sounds like it actually is empathetic. But there is no empathy or understanding. It's automated. It's machine-generated caring. It's designed to make you feel seen while the influencer ignores thousands of similar messages that the AI auto-responds to. And here's where, honestly, where it gets really dangerous. That process, it feeds itself. The influencer uses AI to generate content. The algorithm pushes it because it gets engagement. More people see it, more people follow, more people buy, more data gets generated. Then the AI analyzed what worked, what got the most engagement, what did people click, what made them buy. Then it generates more of that. It's optimizing and it's learning. It's a closed loop. The machine is optimizing for engagement, not for truth. So the content gets more sensational and more extreme, more clickable, and more manipulative. The algorithm doesn't give a shit if it's true. It only cares if it works and it gets engagement. If it keeps you engaged, it keeps you consuming. So the lies get sharper and more targeted, more personalized. Then the AI learns what makes you click and generates more of that. The influencer posts it, the algorithm pushes it, you consume it, the machine learns, and the cycle repeats. What you need to understand is you're not a customer anymore. You're not even a person. You're just a data point being processed by a machine. Your behavior is being tracked, your preference being predicted, and your weaknesses are being identified. Then an AI generating content specifically designed to exploit those weaknesses, and an influencer is packaging it and selling it to you. You're not getting personalized fitness advice. You're getting output from an optimization algorithm designed to keep you consuming. The personalization language, that's just the wrapper. And the worst part, the shittiest part of all this, it works. It works better than human influencers ever could because the AI doesn't get tired or have empathy or have limits. It just optimizes, generates, and scales. The grift has been automated and the lie has been industrialized. And you're paying for a machine to manipulate you more effectively than any human ever could. That's what's happening right now. That's the game. The influencer, they don't know you, but the AI does. And that's the problem. Think about what you've done on the internet. Every click, every watch, every search, every purchase, every pause, every time you lingered on something for 2 seconds longer than you should have, the algorithm has recorded it all. It built a profile and knows what makes you click. It knows what makes you feel hopeful, and it knows what makes you feel desperate. It knows your insecurities better than you know them yourself. Are you the type of person who responds to scarcity? Well, the algorithm knows that. Only 5 spots left. Or are you someone who responds to social proof? The algorithm knows that too. 1,000 people just joined. Are you someone who responds to urgency? The algorithm knows it. This offer ends tonight. It's not random or guessing. It's precision targeting based on your psychological profile. The AI has mapped your brain and knows exactly what buttons to push. And now the influencer with access to that data is just using it to create content specifically designed to manipulate you. Not generic content, your content. Personalized to exploit your specific weaknesses. But here's the trick. It feels like understanding. It feels like care. It feels like the influencer gets you. You receive that personal email. Hey, John, I noticed you've been struggling with consistency. Most people with your body type respond best to intermittent fasting, so I created this plan just for you. It sounds like they took the time to think about you and they really understand your situation. It sounds like they actually really built something specifically for you. But they didn't. The AI looked at your age and your weight and your gender and your previous searches, your purchases, and generated a response designed to sell you something. It's not personalized. In fact, it's templated. It's mass-produced personalization. But you don't know it. You feel like you're seen. You feel understood. You feel like finally someone gets it. And that feeling is worth more money to you than accuracy. That feeling is worth paying for. That's the manipulation. The AI doesn't just know what you like. It knows what you fear. It knows what you're scared of. It knows what you want to believe about yourself. And it knows what you're ashamed of. If you're someone who values health but struggles with discipline, the AI generates. This isn't about willpower. It's about working with your biology. You feel like, hey, they understand. You buy the program. You're someone who wants results fast. The AI generates. Forget slow weight loss. This protocol delivers in 30 days. You feel hopeful. You buy the program. You're someone who believes there's a secret you haven't found. The AI generates. The fitness industry doesn't want you to know this. You feel like you've discovered something. You buy the program. Every single message is tailored to your psychological profile. Every hook is designed to bypass your critical thinking, and every promise is calibrated to hit your specific vulnerabilities. The influencer isn't even thinking about this. The AI is doing it automatically. The machine learned your weaknesses from millions of data points and is now exploiting them at scale. But here's where it really gets insidious. The AI creates false specificity around generic advice. Based on your metabolism, here's your personalized protocol. What's the protocol? Calorie restriction. Just repackaged, reworded, made to sound like it's custom built for your unique metabolism. Your unique body composition requires this specific approach. What's the approach? Calorie restriction. Just with different food, different macros, different timing. But the mechanism is identical. Burn more calories than you consume. The AI takes the one basic mechanism and wraps it in personalization language. It sounds like they understand you and that they built something just for you, but it's the same lie, personalized. That personalization wrapper is what keeps you buying. That feeling of being understood is what keeps you a customer. Remove the personalization and you'd realize you're just being told to eat less and move more. But with the personalization layer, it feels revolutionary. And while you're feeling understood, you're being harvested. Every time you use a personalized AI tool, every time you input your information, every time you let an AI analyze you, you're giving data. your data, your preferences, your vulnerabilities, and your psychological profile. That data gets sold, and that data gets used to build better manipulation profiles. That data trains the next generation of AI that will target you even more effectively. You're not getting a personalized plan. You're trading your personal data for the illusion of personalization. You're paying for the privilege of being studied so they can manipulate you better next time. The influencer wins. The AI learns, you stay stuck, and the machine gets smarter about manipulating you. Here's the fundamental problem with the truth. It doesn't sell. Burn more calories than you consume. That's it. That's the mechanism. It's free. It's simple. It's something you can do without an AI, without a coach, without a program, without buying shit. But it's not profitable. So the influencer, with the help of AI, makes it complex. The AI is really good at that. It takes simple things and wraps them in complexity that sounds revolutionary. Metabolic adaptation requires macronutrient cycling based on circadian rhythm optimization aligned with your cortisol patterns. The translation for that is eat different amounts on different days. Or hormonal balance demands strategic carbohydrate periodization synchronized with your menstrual cycle and thyroid function. The translation, eat carbs sometimes and not at other times. Or personalized biohacking protocols based on genetic markers and microbiome optimization with strategic supplementation. Translation for that? Try different stuff and see what works. The AI takes simple concepts and generates sophisticated sounding explanations. It sounds scientific and like someone spent years researching it. It sounds like there's a real mechanism underneath, but there isn't. It's the same basic concept wrapped in language that makes your brain hurt. And here's the thing. You like it that way. Simple sounds too easy. Complex sounds like it's worth paying for. Simple sounds like anyone can do it. Complex sounds like you need an expert. The influencers, they know that. So they feed the AI prompts designed to generate maximum complexity. Make this sound as scientific as possible. And then the AI does. And you read it and think, I need some help understanding this. That's the entire point. But it gets worse because the AI doesn't just sound sophisticated. It sounds scientific. It cites research. It uses terminology. It presents theories as facts. And a lot of times, it's just making shit up. AI hallucinations, that's a real thing. The machine generates citations that don't exist, or it makes correlations. It takes one small study and presents it as definitive proof. It sounds confident, so you assume it's accurate. The influencer, on the other hand, they don't verify any of it. They don't fact check. They don't have the knowledge to know if it's true or not. They just post whatever sounds good because it looks authoritative. You read it and think this person really did their research, but they didn't. An AI did. And the AI can make up whatever sounds convincing. There are entire AI fitness accounts posting convincing sounding explanations for things that aren't real, mechanisms that don't exist, protocols based on pseudoscience. And because it's wrapped in scientific language and cited research, people believe it. You're reading bullshit that sounds like science because a machine was trained to sound confident. Here's the business model. Make it complex enough that people need help. If weight loss was simple, you wouldn't need an influencer. You wouldn't need a coach. You wouldn't need a program. You'd just do it yourself. And the influencer would make $0. But if it's complex, if it requires personalization, if it requires understanding metabolic adaptation and hormonal balance and genetic optimization, then you need them. You're dependent on the complexity. The influencer has every incentive to make things sound as complex as possible. Because complexity creates dependency, and dependency creates customers who keep paying. So the AI generates increasingly complex explanations, the influencer packages them, you consume them, and you become more dependent on the expert, not less. Meanwhile, the actual mechanism, eat less and be consistent, is buried under so many layers of bullshit that you can't see it anymore. But here's what should really piss you off. The answer isn't complex, it's not sophisticated, and it doesn't require an AI to understand. Burn more calories than you consume. That's it. That's the entire mechanism. And AI didn't discover it. No machine invented it. That's basic physics. Everything else, all the complexity, all the sophistication, all the pseudoscience, is just packaging designed to sell you something you already know. The AI doesn't make weight loss simpler, it makes it more complex. It wraps simple truths in sophisticated language. And while you're out there trying to decode that complexity, the actual work never happens. That's the entire trick. So let me be clear about something. AI isn't magic. It's not intelligent or smart. It's not conscious. It's not understanding anything about your body or how weight loss works. It's a pattern matching machine. That's it. That's all it does. But here's what AI is actually good at. Finding patterns in data, lots of data, millions of data points, and then predicting what will probably happen based next on those patterns. You show the AI millions of weight loss transformations, thousands of diet protocols, millions of success stories. The AI looks at the pattern and says, based on this pattern, I see if someone does X, they'll probably see a Y result. That's not understanding. That's pattern matching. What the AI can't do is understand the causation. It can't understand why something works. It can only predict that it will based on patterns. There's a massive difference. When an influencer posts, this AI-generated protocol will work for you, what the AI is actually saying is based on patterns in historical data, this is statistically likely to produce results similar to what other people have experienced. That sounds like personalization and understanding and even science. It's not. It's a prediction. And predictions based on historical data are only as good as the data. And if the data is full of lies, which it is, because it's trained on influencer content, then the prediction is garbage. The AI is garbage in, garbage out. But it sounds confident, so you believe it. So now that you know all that, what do you do? Well, here's what matters. Knowing the mechanism and executing the mechanism are different things. Everyone knows you need to eat less. Almost nobody does it consistently. The gap between knowing and doing is where the real work lives, and that gap is filled with choices. Small choices, smart choices, boring choices, choices that stack over time. You choose water instead of soda, not because the AI told you to, because you decided to. One choice, meaningless on its own, but stack that choice for 30 days and it becomes something. You choose to eat until you're full instead of until you're not. One choice, then again tomorrow, then again the next day. Stack those choices for 90 days and the compounding starts working. You choose consistency over perfection. You choose the boring protocol over the exciting trend, and you choose to ignore the influencer. You choose to stop consuming and start executing. That's where the power is. Not in the AI, not in the complexity, not in the personalization, in the choice. You don't need AI to tell you what to eat. You don't need an algorithm to track your macros. You don't need a machine to personalize your protocol. You need to make one choice and stack it until it becomes automatic. The technology is a distraction. The AI is a distraction. The complexity is a distraction. All of it is designed to keep you from the actual work, which is choosing differently every single day. Leave all that bullshit behind. Stop listening to the machine. Stop reading AI-generated explanations. Stop chasing algorithmic personalization. And stop waiting for a technology to solve something that physics already solved. Your body's a machine. It's a simple machine. Energy in, energy out. More in than out, you gain weight. Less in than out, you lose weight. That's it. No AI changes that. No protocol changes that. No personalization changes that. Physics doesn't negotiate or have a special mode just for you. Physics just works. So make the choice. Pick one small thing. Commit to it. Stack it over time. Don't wait for the perfect AI, the perfect program, or some fucked up explanation. Don't wait for someone to make it complex enough to actually seem important. Just choose. Choose water. Choose fullness, choose consistent, choose yourself. That's your philosophy. That's where the power lives. Not in the technology. It's in the choice. So hopefully now you understand this entire scam, that AI is not making weight loss easier. It's making it a grift. The technology isn't helping you. It's distracting you from the work that actually matters. And the work is fucking simple. Eat less than you burn. Make small, smart choices. Stack them over time. That's it. No algorithm can improve on that. No machine can personalize it, and no technology can make it more effective. But it requires something technology can't give you, which is commitment. It requires you to actually choose every single day, not in a sophisticated way, not in a personalized way, just choose. So check out my book, Shut Up and Choose, on Amazon. I'll show you how I stopped waiting for the perfect protocol and the perfect plan, started making actual choices. It'll show you why the influencers and the AI and the technology are all built to keep you stuck. The diet industry is a fucking scam. It'll give you a framework for thinking about choice that applies to everything: weight, money, relationships, career. It's an Amazon bestseller because it cuts through the noise and it tells you the truth. But if you're actually serious, if you really want to get to the body and the life you actually want, not the fantasy version you're consuming on social media, but the real version you can actually build, then book the Choice Reset. That's a 60-minute phone call, one conversation. We're going to strip away all the noise, no AI, no complexity, no pseudoscience, just brutal honesty about where you're choosing consumption over execution. We identify your choices that you're actually making, not the choices you think you're making, the ones you're actually making. We expose why you keep choosing technology over work. I'll show you what it's costing you. Then we'll build an actual system, a real commitment, not another program, not another protocol, a decision. It's 1 hour. That's all it takes. That's all you need. 1 hour, and it changes your life. That's where the real change, that's where it happens. So stop waiting. Stop consuming. Stop listening to fucking machines. Go to jonathanwrestler.com. Check out Shut Up and Choose, my book. Understand the framework. Then if you're serious about actually wanting to change, book your Choice Reset. Don't optimize it. Don't personalize. Don't ask the AI which choice you should make. Just pick one. Water instead of soda. Consistency. I've said all these things. The AI is not going to help you, and the algorithm is not going to help you. The personalized protocol won't help you. The only thing that helps is the choice. Your choice, made every single day, stacked until it becomes automatic. The mechanism is simple. I've said this 5 times now. Eat less than you burn. That's it. No machine invented that. No algorithm discovered it. Physics discovered it. And physics doesn't change based on technology or trends or how sophisticated the explanation sounds. You already know what to do. You've always known. The question is whether you're finally serious about doing it. So stop consuming content and waiting for the perfect protocol or asking an AI what to do. Stop fucking dieting. Stop looking for the secret. Stop waiting. Just choose one small, smart choice stacked over time. That's how you actually win. Not through technology or complexity, through commitment. You don't need AI or some influencer using it to show you how to be the best version of yourself. You just need to shut up and choose.
Thanks for listening to Shut Up and Choose. If today's episode slapped you with some truth, good. That means it worked, and you've dropped the pussy attitude. Make sure to like, rate, and review. And connect with Jonathan on Instagram at Jonathan Wrestler Fat Loss, on YouTube at Jonathan Wrestler, and online at jonathanwrestler.com. No diets, no gimmicks, no excuses, no bullshit. Just smarter choices, starting the second you hit stop on this episode. Shut up and choose. Now, go make a better fucking choice.